Destiny 2, whether you're a first timer, a former player, or a Destiny 1 player that never moved on to the sequel, now is the best time to get in. Alright, so I've made my transition from an EFT content creator to now a Destiny 2 content creator. And the main reason is just the vast amount of stuff to do with the new expansion, and not to mention like the free-to-play aspects and the powerful reward grinds, like trying to get your power level up to 1250 and then push it beyond that to like 1260, and also just trying to get god rolls on weapons and god rolls on armors and choosing armor that I like the way it looks and all that sort of thing. But let's say you've never played Destiny. Why should you get in on it? Well, do you like first-person shooters? Check. Do you like RPG elements like abilities and skill trees? Check. Do you like story? Check. There's plenty of story in Destiny as far as missions go, and then there's also the grimoire stuff, whatever, it's in the triumphs section. If you're a player, you know what that is. Do you like MMO elements like raids or locations populated with like other players that are just going about their business? Check. You see, Destiny has a lot of things going for it. Not to mention it has various modes of play within it that if that's what you like to do, you could just do that. You know, strikes are like short missions that you tackle with a team of 3 people. So it's you, 2 other people, could be your friends, could just be match-made people, right? And you go through the whole mission, and at the end you fight a boss and you get rewards. If that's what you like to do, you can just do that the whole time. Then there's the Crucible. The Crucible is the PvP where you're, you know, there's deathmatch, there's free-for-all, there's like a domination style called Control. Like, it does kind of have like a strong learning curve to it. You got to kind of understand what the current metas are, or at least what type of weapon to be using. But there is skill-based matchmaking, and if you want to just play with what you have, if you like a gun, maybe it's not the best, but it's working for you, and you can do that. And if you keep losing, you'll get into lower tiers, and then you'll eventually get to a point where you're playing with the people you should be playing with. Gambit is a mode that, well, I'm not a big fan, okay? Now, that's not to say that you won't like Gambit. I just personally don't like it. But it has its moments. So Gambit is essentially PvP mixed with PvE. Actually, it's the other way around. PvE mixed with PvP. So it's PvE in the sense that you and the rest of your team of, it's a total of 4 people. You're trying to kill enemies to pick up these things called motes. You take those to the middle of the map and turn them in. If you die with those in your inventory, they disappear. And the PvP element is that people can invade from the other team to your guys' map to try to kill you to make you drop them. And also, it can heal the boss if you're at the end of the game. It's an alright game mode. It might be fun for you. Some people really enjoy it. And then those are like the 3 little main like game modes, but then you also have just the overworld things like raids and dungeons, exotic quests, seasonal activities, public events, legend lost sectors. The list goes on and on. All right, so maybe you have played Destiny 2 in the past and you just moved on from it, or maybe you're somebody that has played Destiny 1 and never moved on to the sequel, or maybe you're still playing Destiny 1. The addition of the Beyond Light expansion has been incredible. The new stasis subclasses are pretty great. They definitely have their flaws, like the Titan melee is a little bit hit and miss, and the Hunter's super is not exactly the best for PvP. Then you've got the Warlock's melee ability, which needed to be nerfed, and they did nerf it. You know how Bungie does. They come in and they fix things and adjust things the way they need to. They're not always perfect with it, but it changes and it ebbs and flows, you know what I mean? But it's just extremely refreshing to get a brand new subclass. You know, we've been working with Void and Solar and Arc for so long, and now they've added Stasis, which is like a ice type, and it's pretty great. And I think it opens things up for the future where they can, you know, you can have stasis focused armors and exotics. They already have one exotic that's stasis focused. It's a grenade launcher. It shoots like a little ice thing. It'll freeze the person that you're shooting at, whatever. So I think that has big potential moving forward, and I would assume they're going to start tackling that pretty soon. You know, in just the 2 weeks that we've had with this game, we're going on week 3 right now as of the time of this recording. They've already, you know, week 1 launched the expansion, and then like halfway through the week, they added some little extra activities to do. And then on week 2, they added like the Wrathborn hunts, and then they've added some more things. So like they clearly have a bunch of content just lined up, and they're just kind of rolling it out, slowly rolling it out to keep you engaged is what they're trying to do, which is great. And not only that, within those stasis classes, they have fragments and aspects, which, oh yeah, it's fragments and aspects. They're modifiers for stasis that can change the way your grenade behaves, or the way that you can interact, like you're using an ability that slows them down, and then it can maybe last longer. Or there's one where when you freeze somebody, you can slide into them and just shatters them. So there's all these different possible combinations you can come up with. And not only that, there's room for growth in there. They can add new aspects, just kind of plug it in there. It's not just the traditional top, middle, bottom skill trees for each subclass. Things are a little different. And then if you've missed some time, like I'm saying, you're a former Destiny player, and you're worried about, like, oh, you missed these exotics or you missed these legendary weapons. Now they have the exotic vault. All you need to do is get yourself an exotic cipher, which is not too hard to do. Every weekend you can go find Zur wherever it is, go look it up online, and there's literally a website called Where is Zur. But you go and look for him, and you talk to him, and he'll have a exotic quest that you can do. And the one that I did this week was literally just like play either 21 matches of Gambit, 21 matches of Crucible, or do 21 strikes. And you can do a combination of any of them. And once you did that, you got an exotic cipher. You just had to bring it back to him. And that, you take that, you go to the tower, and you can get yourself an exotic from years 1 through 3. So the Red War, the Forsaken, and the Shadowkeep DLCs. All those exotics are there, even the raid exotics. Below that in the screen for the exotic vault, you also have the legendaries that are available. If you've played D2 in the past, maybe somewhat recently, you know that the mountaintop is extremely powerful in PvP. So you can go get that if you want. There's the last word is in there. There's a lot that you can just get to kind of catch yourself right back up. And not only that, Bungie's beginning to sunset weapons. So things like the mountaintop and the last word, and some of these exotics won't get sunset, but some of these weapons are getting sunset. And what that means is that they're capping its max power level. So essentially, like if you're doing like competition PvP, or if you're doing Gambit, you won't be able to really use those effectively once you get past its power cap. So once like the power level of the max power level gets up to 1600, and this thing's only capped at like 1310 or whatever it may be, it's not really viable anymore for somebody to use. They can try, but they won't be able to effectively use it. They'll be at a disadvantage. So that's what Bungie's trying to do, is just try to phase out the old metas so they can usher in some shiny new meta. You know what I mean? All in all, now is probably the best time ever to hop into D2, even if you're an old player and you missed some time. Even if you don't want to buy the DLC, you don't have to. There's still that grind, the weekly grind for the powerful rewards, and try to get your power level up. And then if you end up liking it, you can buy the DLC, or just keep playing free to play if that's what you want to do. If you're just a Crucible main, go be a Crucible main. Nothing wrong with that. There's just so much to offer, and if you aren't already downloading it as you're watching this video, you've either only got a Nintendo Switch, or you're just nice and you like to listen to me ramble, and I appreciate you. But that's going to be it for the video. Again, like the video if you did. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, try to push me up into recommended feeds. Subscribe if you're new here, and hit the bell so you get notified for any new videos that come out, or a possible go live. I'm flirting with the idea of doing like a restream to where I'm broadcasting on not only Twitch, but also YouTube, maybe Facebook if I'm crazy. You can even stream it straight to like Periscope on Twitter. I don't know. That's something I'll look into moving forward. But I stream on Twitch Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays. That's twitch.tv/NezWasTaken. Go follow me over there. Follow me on Twitter. Join our Discord. I like chatting with people on the Discord. You know, we got to grow that community too. It's like direct access to each other to be able to like throw it in a chat room. It's like AIM. You know what I mean? Those links are all found down below in the description. And comment down below if you are getting into Destiny, or you're already in Destiny, whatever it may be, and you'd be interested in like us opening up a clan to where we can all just join this clan, and we could find each other for raids, or we can just get the benefits of being in a clan and leveling up the clan, getting the powerful rewards from that. But I'll see you guys soon. Peace.